Okay everyone, welcome back. This is another very quick video of making myself an omelette, which is basically carbohydrate free, means sugar free. There's a reason for that. I just gotten back out of hospital for basically the third time now with diabetic ketoacidosis. I'm a type 2 diabetic. I shouldn't be getting those. It's related to medication I was having. However, I'm running out of options for medications I can take. So to keep my blood sugar under control, I'm going to try and eat predominantly protein, vegetarian based, or not vegetarian, but proteins plus vegetables, plus very few carbohydrates diet, because it will help with the medications I've been given now. I do not want insulin. It's not good for me and I don't need it, but I need to eat healthy. So what we're doing today is a very quick, very satisfying omelette, and I have the following ingredients. So I have bought Bavarian style meatloaf. Now you can use any form of sausage, salami, or whatever you prefer. Some protein in there, not meat, some cured sausage meat that you can fry up. But I know that in America you've got very different styles of sausage, so I'm just going to put this in very, very rough cubes, and then I will start to brown it off in my pan. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to put my pan on high for a little bit. And I love butter, and you will see me using a lot of butter. The only two fats I use in my kitchen for frying is butter and olive oil. Only those. No seed oils, no trans fats, where they have turned plant fats into solids. Like, just don't. You don't need those. And don't believe the lie about, cholesterol. You need cholesterol because cholesterol is the stuff that frames the nerve endings in your brain. So you really want that. You do not want statins, and I'm not saying eat unhealthily, but butter and olive oil certainly not unhealthy fats. So here we go. Quickly up, and then I turn it down to 7 because I don't want my butter to burn. Another reason why I put some olive oil in there, because butter has not such a high burning point as oil, so it will get dark quicker than others. But I've got some greens, some leek ends, like for a bit of spice. I don't use onion a lot. I haven't been craving it quite recently. So while I'm sweating my mix, I'm saving the greens for the end of the. Did I say omelette? I was going to say scrambled eggs. Apologies. It's going to be scrambled-ish eggs with meat, eggs, and then I have Old Amsterdam mature Gouda, not Gouda, it's Gouda. However, and I was looking for my cheese crate, I couldn't find it, but I have a trick I'll show you in a second. Now with my eggs, again, I want to be healthy, so really you don't want to overcook them. And the rule of thumb is that you want your whites cooked and your yolks still a little bit soft. Now, to achieve that in a scrambled egg is possible, trust me. Takes a bit of time and, courage as well. I have a friend, it's only I've been following her for ages. When she saw my first scrambled egg I showed her, she's like, what? Because it was quite runny. Now, to keep it healthy, I prefer the yolks. So what I'm doing is, I know it's going to look a little bit like waste, and it is, but you don't need that much egg white protein. So basically, I'm siphoning off the egg whites of 3 of my eggs. I won't be using those. Not all of it, but just put it in here, and then I'll have my egg mixture of 3 yolks and 6 yolks and 3 whites roughly. My brain is still a little bit befuddled because literally I've just been in hospital and it wasn't the nicest of experiences. However, it wasn't as bad as the first time I went in with acetosis. So, and I got myself some eggshell in here. Not to bother, you just use the shell to dig out the shell. Works every single time. So now this is my mixture. These I've not got any towels around here. It's not a good idea. There we go, washing my hands. And my meatloaf sausage has turned nicely brown. I like it quite crisp. Then I'm going to go ahead and beat my eggs. I'm not adding anything. No salt, no pepper at this point. Why? Because it clots in the mixture. And you have big clots of pepper, big clots of salt. You don't want that. You salt your eggs at the very, very end. That's enough. And also taste it first because your sausage might be quite spicy. Here comes the tricky part. We don't want the eggs to overcook. I don't want my eggs to overcook. So I'm gonna take the pan down to 3 now. It takes a bit of patience to cook the perfect scrambled egg, in my opinion. If you see my first cooking video, or will keep seeing my cooking videos, hopefully, you'll notice that I do not like things overcooked. Now my mum would always add a bit of milk or cream to her egg mixture. I don't do that, not anymore. I used to do it, I don't do it anymore. But what I'm gonna get out is my spatula, because it's really nice for fluffing the egg around and making it nice and fluffy. That's the way I like it. So, in goes my egg. And here comes the patience part. As in, just keep pushing it in from the outside in. You can see it's already forming. And it's usually the whites that cook first, so you have to keep stirring it a bit with a bit of patience, but you can see it's already catching at the bottom here. And I've been silly. I have not gotten a plate out for my eggs. Not as big as I wanted, but I'm going to use the little one here. Because once the egg is ready, you really want to take it out of the pan so it doesn't overcook. Now, how far you scramble your scrambled egg is up to you. I like mine still quite runny. You'll see what I mean by runny. It has to give some resistance, and then for me, it's ready. So I don't want it this runny, but you'll see. And that's what I'm saying, patience. You really want to cook it on a very low heat to achieve the creaminess in your scrambled egg. You can add anything. I haven't got anything that's worth adding, like tomatoes or onions. I have vegetables in my fridge, but none of which would fit in here really. And I also wanted to be quite hearty, quite satisfying. So now the bottom here is starting to get where I want it. There's this very fine line, sorry I haven't switched on all my lights, of being just there and being overcooked. A little bit of patience, I know, but it's still a very, very quick meal in under 10 minutes. You can scramble your eggs faster if you put it on a higher heat, but then it is not that creamy. Really, if you want a soft, creamy scrambled egg, you take your time to just get it there very slowly. Oh, get it there. Give it a little bit of a shake. So basically what I have here, this is salad press, they call it. It nearly died on me because I didn't give it water, but I'm going to add some as a garnish, but also for taste. It's nice and peppery, as it says. Maybe I did take it a notch too low. Let's put it back on 3. It's almost there, I promise. And I'm going to use this as garnish on top as well. And also the cheese, I will slice that on top of this. Immediately it comes off the heat, so the cheese will still be able to melt into the gooey egg and make it even gooier. I deliberately don't put it in the pan while it's cooking because the cheese then starts sticking on the bottom of the pan, and I'm going to use it as a garnish and also as a spice because the cheese is quite salty. That's why don't put the salt in at the beginning. Put some salt at the end if you even need it. If you have really good free-range eggs, those are supposed to be free-range, but bird flu, you know, and all that. But the better the quality of your eggs, the less salt you're going to need as well. So we are getting there. So this is, can you see how it starts to form heaps? You know, when I push it together, it's still drifting apart, but we are getting initial heaps, and this is where I want my eggs to be. There we go. 2 more seconds, maybe 10. Yeah, and that's it. This is how I like them. And then they come off immediately because otherwise they keep cooking and there's still residual heat. See, when it gets like this at the bottom, that's already too sticky, so really caught it in time. For me, again, you can scramble your eggs longer and you can scramble them to powder if you like, but I don't like it, and also it's not that healthy. You want your yolkies quite mushy because that's when they have the best nutritional value. So not to waste any of that. Here we go. Then you can have a little taster at this point how much salt you're even going to need. Now I'm going to say not much because all of this, what I'm adding now, is a little bit salty in its own right. So, and I love greenery. I also know people who don't eat it with just a sprinkle of greens on top. So for some people that would be enough as a garnish. I use it also as a flavoring, so I'm adding a little bit more. Nice, spicy, salty, peppery. No, sorry, not peppery. Oniony taste. I did forget my pepper. Apologies. To pull it out, I will put it on there in 2 seconds. So with the pepper, I go white. I've got very little pepper in here, and to make sure I only get a dusting, I go from the top quite far out, and as soon as it starts coming in, again, a little bit of patience. Where are we? There you go. That's what I try to avoid, just a bit of the dusting of pepper. A little bit too much on that end. The Murphy's Law, isn't it? And here comes my cheese. Now, I ain't got no cheese grater. Using my peeler, vegetable peeler, potato peeler. I'm just peeling little strips of, I have to eat that with broke off. Oh, cheese is really good. Got it in Lidl's, with the other stuff, the German stuff. We have some German weeks on at the festival and like that, once in a while in Lidl's, and then I go grab some provision of good cheeses and good sausages, like Nürnberger sausages for barbecue and things like that. Only I don't have a barbecue, so they usually go in the pan. So, nice smiley face, look at that. I like this cheese, but not too much because it's quite salty. And then just a little bit of the cress on top. Not too much because it's quite a potent herb, so I'm not going to overuse it. Just a little bit. And this is me finished with my quick and protein-rich, almost carb-free meal, which I'm going to have now, and then start with my new medication, and hopefully all that together will work out in my gut. So here it is, my lovely omelette, and I hope when you make it you're gonna enjoy it. One last thing, if you want to add salt, what I do, I have a couple of pots of sea salt flakes or crystals, and I usually add just you know, just a few bits here and there, and then you get these little pops of salt rather than over salting your entire meal. And also sea salt or Himalayan salt, the pink Himalayan salt, is so much better for you than the commercial salt. So do yourselves a favor and buy the better products. I know some of you might not be able to, but I'm going to show you how you can get there to be able to buy the good products and feed your family good and healthy and nutritional meals like this one. So I'll see you. Bye bye.